Well, I'm on the farm today. It's just a beautiful day, and there's a slight breeze. We've come off of some rain, and today's the first day from some of those rainy days that we had. It's May the 2nd, and I thought I'd do a hay update. And we're getting ready. We're getting real close. Creek's in good shape. It could probably use a little more water in it, but I'd say right under those tree limbs right there, there's probably a trout. We used to drive a tractor down through here. It seems like it's kind of narrowed up over the years, but there's some remnants of a fence. And when I was a boy, there was a gate across here. But this low ground, the grass is just really thick in it. Now, I did not take a second cut on this grass last year. And this weekend, one of the things we did this past weekend, we went around all of our fields and picked up and cut limbs and some trees that had fallen into the field. So feel pretty good about making my way around the edge of these fields along the woods without screwing up my Krone mower conditioner or something else. Trying to keep things mowed down a little bit around in here for the reunion. We'll have to get in that orchard with a bush hog. We're going to keep it trimmed down this year. Kind of making our way into our west field, and it's probably not coming along as good as some of the other ones, and but nonetheless there's plenty of grass in here, and so we're kind of keeping an eye on this. Very anxious to cut this. We'll cut our east field this year before we cut this field. Right here in this orchard is an American chestnut tree my brother planted. So when I talk about getting close, one of the things I like to do on this farm is sometimes I kind of beat to a little different drum. And so late last fall, when I did my freeze-dried hay, you know, the conventional wisdom was don't cut it. But I took a chance and it worked out great. Would I do it again? Yeah. Would I want to do it again? Not really, but felt like I had an opportunity and I took advantage of it. So when I say we're getting close, what I want to do this year is I want to cut this hay in these fields. I want to get this stuff cut as soon as I get a weather window. So today is May the 2nd. There's potential for a weather window in about 7 to 10 days. I'm just kind of looking at it and not sure it's the right one, but those are the things I'm looking at. I don't care if the grass gets, you know, waist high. What I'm doing here is two things. I want to take the hay when I can get it dry, number one, and number two, I want to put as much emphasis on second cutting and third cutting and maybe fourth cutting as I can. So sooner I get the hay clipped out in these fields, the sooner I can turn my attention to second, third, maybe fourth cuttings. And so I need to bring those wagons around and start whipping those things into shape. So again, I realize for most people this grass is not tall enough. You can kind of get some contrast between where we mowed with a riding mower and just to where it's growing. And but with the rain we've had, and there's some more rain forecast this week, and the sun we're getting, and now temperatures are starting to break to be warm, this grass is really starting to take off. And so you think a lot of people can cut hay the middle of May. Well, 2 weeks away, and I want to cut it. So you can kind of see down through here, it would be nice to cut this stuff before it gets too stemmy, and have some really soft first cutting hay that would test out really, really well. Walking down here to my barn. It just seems to me that when you mow your grass, mow your lawn in the spring, it seems like the grass makes a rush to grow, and then you can hardly keep up with it. And that's part of the strategy here, is to get this stuff cut while it's cool and we're getting some rain before things dry out on out into July. And let's take a cut and let it get a growth spurt, and then periodically take some second and third cuttings that are really high dollar, which makes really high dollar hay. I know for sure that if the grass is not waist high, it's a little easier for me to handle from a yield standpoint as an army of one. So not too concerned about a lower yield. I'd rather take it a little bit at a time if I can. Anybody else have autumn olives? We have rocks and autumn olives on this farm. It's just amazing. Right in here where I pushed those autumn olives out that you saw in another video. Right there's a rabbit. Anyway, where I pushed those autumn olives out, there's some grass starting to grow in there. I guess I could spray some herbicide on it, but I haven't decided. I know I'm not going to make hay on it. There's so many sticks out there, but I don't know. I got to think about that. So here's my John Deere 5055D, the backbone of this farm. So in the course of the next week, I'm going to be greasing up everything and putting it on the tractors. I need to put my John Deere tractor on this 348 baler, and I need to load the twine box, grease everything up. It's unlikely I'll use this 335 this year. I feel like I need to pull the belts, measure them, and relace them, and then there may be a few other things. I want to check all the bearings, but who knows, maybe I'll get to that in a second cut. I'm not real sure. Farmall 350. I need to pull the Massey 1105 out with this crone on it, and just get it all greased up and ready to go. Put the drive shaft on, and I need to fuel this thing up. I need to buy diesel fuel for everything. It's just really, really expensive right now. So still got to deal with this field out here. I've got some teff grass I'd like to put down, and I've thought about sowing some teff grass onto my existing fields to thicken up some of that second cutting and third cuttings, and maybe give that a try. So in any event, just thought I'd give a quick hay update here on May the 2nd. If I said March the 2nd, I meant May the 2nd. And I feel like we're 2 weeks away from making hay, maybe sooner than that. The grass is really starting to jump. It's interesting that I've not fertilized at all, but there ought to be some legacy fertilizer in the ground, because we hammer our hay fields with fertilizer. So Anyway, I don't know if anybody else is locked and loaded for hay, but for hay cutting, but our season's going to get started here real soon. Subscribe, comment, and come along for our Hay Odyssey in 2022, and we'll talk to you later.